Hello everyone, this is yours truly, JBlue68, coming to you with a second video on this day being January the 18th, Saturday, and it is again snowing outside for real. We are really into the winter season, but before I get into this video, I want to say thank you to my subscribers, and that also this video is intended for adult audiences only. This is going to be my spotlight on a book that I read this week, X-Men #4, written by Jonathan Hickman, who wrote the first 6 books of House of X, Powers of 10, and very, very powerful series. I have all the books, and right now we're into the Dawn of X books, which includes the Marauders, Fallen Angels, New Mutants, and a couple of other books that have been introduced, and more to come, by the way, including a new Wolverine series that will be starting next month, that being in February. This book, man, I don't even know what to say. I'm at a loss for words, but one of the most powerful X-Men books that I've written in a while. Jonathan Hickman has really staked his claim and his claws into the lore of the X-Men characters, into the story and new world building when it comes to the X-Men. I don't know, it was like reading an episode of Mission Impossible, seeing Gandhi, Spike Lee's Malcolm X, and Martin Luther King documentary all rolled into one. The action of Mission Impossible, the words, almost militaristic, extremist words of Malcolm X, whether you agree with Malcolm X or not. If you know anything about Malcolm X and in the history of the X-Men, Stan Lee himself admitted and said that the X-Men were basically based off of the civil rights movements, and also off the characters of both Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. And I featured this book in my last comic book haul, complimenting how Eric Lyncher is dressed, and he looks very GQ. Well, he stands out in this book the most. This book is very verbose, but the words stated in this particular issue are very important to the narrative, to the movement, and to the state of the world, as it says here, in the state of the X-Men, and where the direction that Hickman is going with these characters, with the X-Men. Beautiful artwork, as you can see here. They're going to check out by Lionel Francis Yu. And the X-Men are basically on their way to Switzerland to meet with human beings to discuss the state of Krakoa. And this is going to have some little spoilers in it. There was an assassination attempt, as there have been many, on the life of Charles Xavier. And that assassination attempt was foiled. And now the X-Men are coming to meet with leaders of the world from different countries to discuss that situation, also to discuss the sovereign state of the newly acclaimed Krakoa Island, where the mutants are residing. And that meeting actually is met with a kind of typical or untypical human response, as the humans attempt to sabotage the meeting and to sabotage and once again wipe out the mutants, especially having the main leaders of the mutant nation in their presence, that being, of course, Apocalypse, Professor X, and Magneto. Scott Summers also stands out in this book, who's also known as Cyclops, as the humans again, and also Gorgon. As I said, the humans attempt to take them out. Not all of the humans here are necessarily against them, but they're not necessarily for them either. It's a delegation of humans from different nations, including one from the land of Wakanda, and their position on the mutant situation, and the humans on their position about human beings continuing to attempt to wipe them out with the premises of hate and fear. Here's a delegate from Wakanda. He doesn't really strike me as a person as being for or against the sovereign nation of Krakoa and the mutants, period. His only concern is to pretty much preserve the ways of Wakanda and their land and their nation. But the most powerful thing in this book to me are the words of Eric Lyncher, also known as Magneto. And I mean, they're just concise, beautifully stated, powerful, intimidating. For so long, the mutants have taken a pacifist point of view, but in this particular book, they're taking a more extremist point of view. They're standing their ground, and they basically put up the middle finger to human beings when it comes to where they stand, and in terms of not allowing themselves to be pushovers anymore, and that if human beings continue to threaten them, continue to attack them, continue to come at them with deadly force, that they will meet that force with force. And of course, we know the mutants can. But usually Charles Xavier is one to kind of stand against Eric, you know, from that standpoint, but not in this situation. In this situation and in these books, they are actually meeting eye to eye. And I'm telling you, man, these scenes right here are just very powerful. The words, again, what's stated, you know, is just, I mean, it blew me away. Blew me away. Excellent writing by Jonathan Hickman. Very, very well written book, and I highly recommend it for reading, for X-Men fans, for comic book fans, any and everywhere. So this is just my spotlight on a book that I read that I very much enjoyed, that I hope you all will too, should you pick it up at your local comic book shop. Came out last about a week ago. Again, from the House of X Powers of 10 line. So that's it. That's all, y'all. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel on your way out. Hit that bell so you can, or tap that bell so you can get more videos like this as I post them immediately. And by the way, there were no Dawn of X books that came out last week. The next phase of Dawn of X books will be out next Wednesday, or this upcoming Wednesday. That being, I think, January the 24th or 25th or something like that. All right. Peace, love, and hair grease.